Part 2 is when we're going to actually set up the IPs on what we have here on our topology. Okay? So basically, we're going to set up the IPs in our topology. So what we're actually going to be using for our topology with the IPs is simply, we are going to be using the IP scheme. Alright, so let's write the IP scheme down. So I'm going to drag a little text box over here. So the IP scheme, IP address scheme. Alright, we're going to be using 180.10.0.0. Now we're going to be using /19. Alright, so this is what we're going to be using. So let's take a look. So LAN A will be 180.10.32.0. LAN B is going to be 180.10.64.0. And LAN C is going to be 180.10.96.0. Alright? So this is something for everybody to make sure that they understand. So LAN A is that. LAN B is that. LAN C is that. Now, so this is our LAN settings that we have. Our IP address scheme, we're going to call this for our LAN. So that's the IP address scheme for our LAN. So we're going to look at the IP address scheme for our IP scheme for WAN connection. So it's going to be 192.168.1.0, 192.168.2.0, and 192.168.3.0. So these are the three we're going to be using. Okay, guys? So let's look at how this is going to work. This LAN connects router A to router B. This LAN connects router A to router C. And this LAN here connects router B to router C. Everybody got it so far? So these are the scheme that we're using. So let's go ahead and configure this baby. Alright, so this is our scheme. Is everybody with me so far? Alright, so now we have our scheme down pat and we know what we're using. This here is LAN A. This community here is LAN A. Because this community is LAN A, we have to build our configuration based on LAN A. So host A, PC 6, 7, and 8 are all going to have IP addresses belonging to what? LAN 8. Everybody with me so far? So let's go ahead. We're going to do one, and then you guys can do the rest. So I'll do one. So you click on that one, IP configuration. Everybody with me? Alright, we do a static IP address. So it's going to be 180.10.32. We're going to call it .101. You hit the tab. And now you're going to put the mask. So it's going to be 180.10. No, sorry, 255.255.224.0. And the default gateway is going to be the IP address of the router. So it's going to be 180.10.32.1. So that's the IP address. So we did that one, okay? So then we're going to do the second one. We go to the second one. All right, desktop. Okay. Configuration. 180.10.32.102. Mask is 255.255.224. And gateway is 180.10.32.1. Everybody got that? So now we can go and configure the others now. I'm only going to do 2 for now, so you guys understand what's going on. So start the other one. Okay, actually let me do all 3. So I come here, PC again, desktop, configuration, click 180.10.32.103, mask 255.255.224.0, gateway 180.10.32.1, finish. So next one, click on the host again, desktop config, we're on B now. It's going to be 180.10.64, and look at the scheme that I'm doing, 101. I'm following my scheme. 224. Oh. 255.255.224.0. And then I come here, 180.10.64.1. So everybody see the scheme that I'm following? Alright? Next host. 180.10.64.102. 224. 180.10.64.1. Next host. 180.10.64.103. Mask is 255.255.224. Gateway is 180.10.64.1. And we just follow the same pattern all the way through. So let's go to C. Alright? So now we're here. Okay, let's make sure we got that in place. Desktop, IP configuration. Come here, 180.10.96.101. Mask, 224. 180.10.96.1. Keep remembering our gateway is 96.1. Next one, desktop, IP configuration, 180.10.96.102, mask, 224. Again, 180.10.96.1. Close that out. Go to the next one. So we follow the same logic all the way through. Okay? 180.10.96.103. Mask. 224. Again, 180.10.96.1. So what we have just did is we have just set up the IPs for all the host machines based on the LAN configuration that we have. Everybody got that so far? So let's go and test the connectivity. Let's go test the connectivity, make sure this connectivity works. So the first thing is, if I click on this, I go to desktop again, and I do a command prompt. Here I am. I want to ping between PC6 and PC7. So I'll do ping 180.32.102. Work, right? But here's the caveat. What if I ping 180? If I do the same thing again, I hit the up arrow, guys. The up arrow brings the command back. I do 64.102. Would I be able to ping that? I would not be able to ping 64.102. Why? Because they're not in the same what? Subnet. And they're going across routers. Everybody with me so far? So the objective of this lab is to get us to what? Communicate and ping what? All the way throughout. Everybody got that? Alright. So that's our first IP configuration test configuration. So what we did is we set up the host. We make sure that the host could communicate. Is everybody with me? Alright.